All right, we'll get rid of the elephant in the room right off the bat. It's been a long time since I've been able to talk to you guys. It's been a long time since I uploaded a video, and I want you to know that all of my subscribers that are still with me, I really appreciate your loyalty, and I am going to be adamant about being on top of this channel more than I have been in the past 6 weeks. So, quick backstory, Real World is taking over from YouTube World at the moment. I got a new job and I'm teaching kindergarten! Of course I'm teaching kindergarten! And that has been taking up a lot of my time. I'm teaching at a new school and there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of little things that I have to make sure, get the foundation ready for the classroom, get a start of the new year. If you've ever been in a kindergarten classroom in the first few weeks, you know how important it is to make sure you get your routines, your procedures, and your culture set in your classroom. So I've been working on that a lot, but I will be more fervent about making videos, doing reviews, doing pop culture things, letting you know what you can do with your children to help them have a love for lifelong learning and be able to just really go forward into their education. So I do appreciate your patience, I do appreciate your commitment, and now we're gonna get started with today's video topic. So today I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to me. And a lot of people might not know, but when I was younger, I wasn't necessarily blazing through a bunch of books. I was a good reader. I had good critical thinking skills and comprehension skills. And that's all thanks to the way my mother makes sure I was homeschooled for a little while. She was making sure that my education, even though we lived in 2 different states throughout the year, that my curriculum was the same. So I was good at school and I liked to learn new things. But I didn't necessarily like reading chapter books. I wasn't what you would call an avid reader of chapter books, but I was a reader. So it was interesting because my mother tricked me. She tricked me because she said, Jeremy, whatever you want, if it's something like that you enjoy, like video games or Beanie Babies, things like that, you can get those things with good grades. But I'll make a deal with you. If any of those things that you want are book related or reading related, such as magazines or even comic books like Garfield and Calvin and Hobbes, she goes, that won't come out of your allowance. I will buy you that because I know you're going to read it. So I thought I'm getting away scot-free. I said, does that include video game magazines? She said, of course it does. And I said, really? She said, yeah, we'll buy video game magazines for you. And well, does that include Garfield comics? Is that reading, Jeremy? Yes, it is. Well, that includes Garfield comics. And I'm amazed. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, she's gonna buy me these things and it's not coming out of my allowance. She doesn't understand it's something I enjoy. But that's the secret sauce of getting your child to have a love for reading. Nowadays, we have so much technology, and technology is not a bad thing. I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back. Technology is not a bad thing. Technology is something that needs to be balanced in your life, whether you're an adult, whether you're a child, but especially when you're children, because you don't want somebody just on technology all day, okay? Easiest way to remove technology, if they're on technology too much, the easiest way to remove it is, it's time to put it away, okay? Now, the rules and how much time you want to do with that are completely up to you, but it is okay for them to have technology because kids need a break too, and they need to just be able to have fun and do what they do and all that stuff. But like I said in previous videos, technology can be used to create and sustain a love for lifelong learning. But in this particular video, I want to take it back to books, pages, magazines, and how you get children interested in those things. So, a really good example of how you do this. Let's say your child is really interested in superheroes, but you're not really quite sure what comic books to buy because of the age appropriateness. You don't want them necessarily watching all the Marvel stuff and DC stuff on Netflix or on DC Universe. You don't necessarily want them just sitting in front of a screen all day. You don't necessarily want them watching YouTube videos about this. What will you do? Well, did you know that for these types of things, there are a plethora of different kinds of text, and I'm just going to introduce one kind of text that has nothing to do with technology at all. That will be a huge help because it's going to be reading with your child. You can start your children with this as young as 4 or 3 years old. If they can focus on a book and focus on you reading to them, you can start with this. So I got a few examples here I'm gonna show you. Look at this. So we've got Encyclopedia of DC, all right? I don't know if you guys can see that pretty clearly. But in here, I mean, there is so much stuff. Now, would this be developmentally appropriate for a child just to be reading by themselves if they're on a kindergarten level? No, but at the same time, look at the big pictures in here. Talking about Captain Marvel, you know, who's Shazam. Talking about, let's see, Dr. Fate and what his powers are and what his background is. Of course, you want to check through this and make sure that it's age appropriate, the pages that you're showing them. But this is not as interactive as technology, but this is just as engaging as some of the technology that you would see. So look at this, and even learning about Krypto the super dog. Did you guys know Superman had a dog? And he's actually from Krypton, he has powers as well. How amazing is that? But it's things like this where you can get your children interested in a book without necessarily having to give them Junie B. Jones. I love Junie B. Jones. I think everybody should read Junie B. Jones. But not everybody is going to necessarily be interested in those short chapter books. And so to get them in the foundation of loving to learn how to read, you can get them books like this, and you guys could go a couple pages a night. I remember my mother used to get these big Disney storybooks that I couldn't read because it wasn't my level yet. But she would read these books to us that had these just wonderfully colored pages on them. Here's another example. This is the Marvel Encyclopedia. Yes, I bought these, I own them, and I almost read them all front to back. Look through all of these different characters, and it gives you the backstory on so many things. Also, short side note for parents, if you're really not sure about a character, buy the encyclopedia, turn to it, read a little bit, and now you are your child's hero for knowing everything about the character that they're interested in. Boom, easy, quick. Wikipedia is probably faster, but this is more interactive, and it's something that you can have and cherish with your kids, okay? Hashtag not sponsored. Marvel and DC have not sponsored me. This is just something else. Now, and the last one is, they even have collections. So that was a Marvel one, and then there was a DC encyclopedia, but this is an entire encyclopedia on every member of the Avengers. How amazing is that? And look, like they have a full page spread on the Wasp. If you haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, totally go see Ant-Man and the Wasp. Great movie. They have a full page spread on the Wasp. Like, so it's so detail oriented, and it gets children to have to talk about their comprehension and critical thinking and close reading, because they're really going to have to pay attention. If you say, okay, you have the group, like allies and enemies, okay, back here, you had allies and enemies. Who were the people that were the enemies? Who were the allies? And there's so many conversations you can have. So if you're worried that your children are growing up too much in a tech world and they're not getting back to basics, there are resources out there. So even Harry Potter, that's been out for the longest time, and it's been out in regular text form, has a full page spreads. Look at this, it's the entire Harry Potter story, but it's with the artwork that goes along with everything that's in the movie or in the books. So it's much more interactive, it's much more entertaining to be able to read to your kids and read with your kids, even if they're not grade level appropriate. So those are some things that you can do to get your children more interested in text that is away from tech and electronics. This has been another video brought to you by L.I.F.T Tutoring. Continue to develop a love for lifelong learning, chase your infinity, and to all my subscribers, thank you so much for understanding that school has started and I've been extremely busy. If you're new to our channel, please like, subscribe, share. More info to come. We're going to be doing giveaways when we reach certain subscriber numbers. So please hit that bell for the notifications, comment, share, subscribe, and we will catch you in the next video. Chase your infinity.